SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Hello students, I am Dr. Rinki Menon, Assistant Professor presently working at Sri Narayana College of Commerce, Gujarat University. Today, I would be delivering a lecture in the subject of business communication. The course objective. The course aims to make students understand the basic concepts of business communication and develop conceptual clarity and logical skills so that they can use them. The course content. The course comprises of various concepts of communication. I would start with the third unit that deals with interpersonal skills. Now, let's begin with today's module that we shall cover. After today's lecture, you shall be able to take an insight into what are interpersonal skills. Next, we shall discuss about business etiquettes and business ethics. Last, we shall take a look at the presentation skills. Let's get started. What are interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills are the behaviors and tactics a person uses to interact with each other effectively. In the business world, the term refers to an employee's ability to work well with others. Interpersonal skills range from communication and listening to attitude and deportment. The major points. Interpersonal skills help us interact with others effectively on the job and in the larger world. Some people are born with such skills, but everyone can improve them with practice. Expressing appreciation, resolving disputes and listening as well all interpersonal skills worth practicing. Interpersonal skills are often referred to as social intelligence. They depend on reading the signals others send and interpreting them accurately in order to form a response. Everyone has a personal style and an interpersonal style, but some are more successful than others. While interpersonal skills may be based in part on personality and instinct, they can also be developed. Although interpersonal skills can be developed, they cannot be learned solely from textbooks. They come naturally to some people, while others have to work at cultivating them, and this is often done through continuous interaction with other individuals. In many organizations, employees with strong interpersonal skills are valued for their present demeanor or behavior and positive solution-oriented attitude. These employees are seen as team players who work well with others to achieve a goal. In more human terms, everyone likes being around them and that never hurts. Interpersonal skills are strongly linked to a knowledge of social expectation and customs, whether learned or acquired. People with the strongest interpersonal skills adjust their tactics, behavior and communication on the fly depending on the reaction of others. Interpersonal skills are highly valued in the business world. Job seekers should use every opportunity to show their interpersonal skills at interviews or on the resumes. It can be difficult for an interviewer to gauge a prospective employee's actual ability to perform the job in a short interview. Therefore, many interviews rely on the interpersonal skills of a candidate and how these skills would fit within the larger organization. Strong interpersonal skills are prerequisites for many professional jobs and for a successful career. Among the interpersonal skills often required in business are active listening, ability to elicit and fully process the information from a speaker. Negotiation is a skill that is prized in sales, marketing, law and consumer services. Other desirable interpersonal skills include public speaking, conflict management, team building, and collaboration. So, interpersonal skills in the workplace. Strong interpersonal skills such as negotiating, problem solving, and knowledge sharing are the main requirements for many jobs. Other skills are seen as essential qualifications for all employees, including teamwork, verbal and written communication, dependability, responsibility, empathy. Having poor interpersonal skill can be a detriment. Even if an employee is able to do their work correctly and well, having poor interpersonal skill can be a factor in the limitations of their growth at a firm as well as holding on to a position. People want to work with individuals that they like and whose personality improves with their workday. Having strong interpersonal skills only helps everyone. So, how to improve the interpersonal skills? Improving interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are best honed by practice. Expressing appreciation for team members and support staff, displaying empathy, moderating disputes quickly, and controlling display of temper are good exercises. Active listening can be practiced by repeating back up speakers' comment to make sure the true communication is taking place. Furthermore, people can demonstrate active listening by providing a well thought and appropriate answer. If all that isn't enough, there are courses that teach these skills and many firms offer them to their employees as a part of cultivating a strong workforce. So, to begin with the interpersonal skills, we shall understand and discuss the three forms, that is business etiquettes, business ethics and presentation skills. Hence, let's get started. What is a business? A business is an organization or enterprising entity engaged in commercial, industrial or professional activities. A company transacts business activities through production of goods, offering of services or retailing of already manufactured products. A business can be a for-profit entity or a non-profit organization that operates to fulfill a charitable mission. The term business has different meanings depending on the context. The commercial activities of an individual or a group engaging in some type of financial transaction, for example, bargaining between two individuals. You are buying something in exchange of money. Other form, an organization that is formed to operate some type of service or commercial activity. For non-profit organization, for example, the organization's sole purpose can be to earn profit only and can range from a sole proprietorship to a multinational publicly traded corporation. For a non-profit business, example farming. It can be the type of commerce in which someone engages. For example, Nike is in sports shoes, equipments, apparels, etc. General Motors is an automobile business. So, what are business etiquettes? Business etiquette refers to the requirements and expectations of social and business behavior, practices and conduct that are prescribed by the social convention and a code of ethical behavior among professionals. It basically boils down or comes down to demonstrating good behaviors or manners. Business etiquettes is a set of general guidelines for manners and behaviors in a professional setting that allows professional to feel comfortable and safe at work or in other professional settings. So, let us dig into 4 types of business etiquettes and other guidelines for sticking to them. The 4 basic types of business ethics that we shall cover are workplace etiquettes, professionalism, communication etiquettes, meeting etiquettes. Starting with the first one, workplace etiquette. These rules deal with your behavior at the office. Culture and expectations differ from company to company. So, what's rude at one place may be normal at another. For example, HubSpot is a dog friendly, so many co-workers frequently bring their puppies in with them. At a traditional office, showing up with a dog would probably annoy many colleagues and may even get you in the hot water with upper management. Second, professionalism. Being professional means contributing to a pleasant, productive and inclusive work environment. Professionalism includes an entire range of behavior. However, here are the most standard ones. Keeping your word. When you make a commitment, whether it is big or small, follow it. If you know that it will be impossible, give the other person as much notice as possible. Being punctual. Show up on time or early, the better. Remaining calm. Even in heated situation or tempered situation, do your best to remain cool or calm. Etiquettes or professionalism include acting flexible. Sometimes you'll have to stay late, show up early, change plans, move meetings or more to make things work. Unless this is happening all the time, accommodate, adjust these changes without raising a stink. Professionalism includes using diplomacy. There will be people you don't like, prospects, co-workers, colleagues or even both. Be kind and amiable anyway. Accepting constructive criticism. Professionalism includes throughout your career, others will offer feedback. If you are closed or shut off to it, you'll not only harm your professional rapport, you'll also lose valuable opportunities to improve your work credibility. The third form is communication etiquettes. A large majority of our relationships depend on good communication. Not sure what it includes? Let's break communication etiquette into three basic categories. Phone etiquettes. The most important, phone don't speak too loudly or too softly. If you are worried about your volume, ask, am I coming across? Do you need me to talk more, less, quickly or loudly? Next, phone etiquettes. Never interact with your phone while you are on someone else with the speak. Keep it stashed into your pocket or bag at all times. If you are on a conference call and you are not speaking, mute yourself so that the others aren't distracted by the outside noise. The next is email etiquettes. The aim to answer internal emails within 1 day and external emails within 3 days should be counted. Avoid overusing exclamation marks and smiley faces or emotions. Default to reply or over reply to all. Check with each party before you make an introduction. The third form of communication includes in-person etiquettes. Steer clear of complimenting someone's appearance since this can make people uncomfortable. Maintain an eye contact 60 to 70% of the time. Match their speaking volume and show interest in what they are saying. The next fourth form of etiquettes is meeting etiquettes. Meetings are an important aspect of business communication that allow teams to share ideas, discuss strategy and get on the same page about projects and priorities. Here are some strategies for maintaining proper meeting etiquettes, whether you are in the meeting or a virtual meeting. Send a meeting agenda around when you are inviting people to attend so that they can prepare for the discussion in advance. Be mindful of the time zones and the daily schedules of people you are inviting when setting a time so nobody has to attend a meeting either too early or too late in the day, especially counting the international calls. Set up a lunch or ask people to bring lunch if your meeting is scheduled during a typical lunch hour. Introduce new team members or first-time meeting attendees to the larger group. In-person meeting etiquettes. Give attendees up to 5 minutes to settle down in before diving into the agenda. Follow a clear agenda so people have time to think about the contributions and ideas before presenting themselves. Call on everyone who wants to participate in the discussion, or go around in a circle so everyone in the circle can speak. Do not speak too loudly or fast so as not to disturb people working around you. Virtual meeting etiquettes. The conference call have become a common call today. The first etiquette would require look at the camera, not your face or the others. So you seem like you are making an eye contact. Shut the door and make sure you are not interrupted by your pets, children, roommates, significant others or colleagues, etc. Before your meeting, check the area in camera range for inappropriate or overly personal items. If you are the meeting facilitator, make sure all the participants have the chance to speak or present their ideas, even if they are turning in remotely. These may look like a lot of rules, and well, you are not wrong, but rules have an upside. Once you know what to do, it's much easier to build and maintain a great professional reputation. So, after business etiquettes, next is business ethics. What is business ethics? Business ethics is the study of proper business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial issues such as corporate governance, insider trading, bribe, discrimination, corporate social responsibility, and fiduciary responsibilities. Law often guides business ethics, while other times business ethics provide a basic framework that businesses may choose to follow to gain public acceptance. So, business ethics, a system of laws and guidelines by which business professionals and corporations operate in a fair, legal and moral fashion. The organizations where ethics are followed, trust develops between the employees and management, as well as between the public and corporation. Thus, business ethics lead to a more productive workplace. What is the importance of business ethics? Ethics concern an individual's moral judgments about right and wrong. Decisions taken within an organization may be made by individuals or groups, but whoever makes them will be influenced by the culture of the company. The decision to behave ethically is a moral one. Employees must decide what they think is the right course of action. This may involve rejecting the route that would lead to a biggest short-term profit. Businesses around the world are designing and implementing business ethic programs to address the legal, ethical, social responsibility and environmental issues they face. By addressing these issues in a systematic way, enterprises can improve their own business performance, expand opportunities for growth and contribute to the development of social capital in markets. So, let us point-wise understand the benefit of business ethics. They can realize specific business benefits such as enhanced reputation and goodwill, reduce risk and cost, protection from their own employees and agents, stronger competitive positions, expanded access to capital, credit and foreign investment. Increased profits also leads to this, and sustained long-term growth. Last is international respect for enterprises and emerging markets. Ethical behavior can bring significant benefit to a business. For example, they may attract customers to the firm's product, thereby boosting their sales and profits. It may make employees want to stay with the business and reduce labor turnover rate and therefore increase the productivity. It will help to attract more employees wanting to work for business, reduce recruitment cost and enable the company to get the most talented employees. It will attract investors and keep the company's share prices high, thereby protecting the business from takeover. Unethical behavior or a lack of corporate social responsibility may damage a firm's reputation and make it less appealing to the stakeholders. Profits could also fall as a result of it. Several factors play a role in the success of a company that are beyond the scope of financial statements alone. Organizational culture, management philosophy, and ethics in business each have an impact on how well a business performs in the long term. No matter the size, industry, or level of profitability of an organization, business ethics are one of the most important aspects of long-term success. Now, ethics in leadership. Management team sets the tone for how the entire company runs on a day-to-day basis. When the prevailing management philosophy is based on ethical practices and behavior, leaders within an organization can direct employees by example and guide them in making decisions that are not only beneficial to them but also individually, but also the organization on the whole. Building a foundation of ethical behavior helps to create long-lasting positive effects for a company, including the ability to attract and retain highly talented individuals and building and maintaining a positive reputation within the community. Running a business in an ethical manner from the top to down builds a strong bond between the individuals on the management team, further creating stability within the company. Employee ethics. When management is leading an organization in an ethical manner, employees follow those footsteps. Employees make better decisions in less time with business ethics as a guiding principle. This increases the productivity and overall employee morale. When employees complete work in a way that is based on honesty and integrity, the whole organization benefits out of it. Employees who work for a corporation that demands a high standard of business ethics in all facets of operations are more likely to perform their jobs or duties at a higher level and are also more inclined to stay loyal to the organization. Personal integrity at the workplace. Integrity comes in many forms, but honesty and dependability are two traits that are expected in most workplace situations. Without responsible behavior, distrust can make a work environment tense and uncomfortable for others. A strong work ethics shows co-workers and clients that you are reliable and take your responsibilities seriously. Polite communication, respectable behavior for everyone, and fiscal responsibility also help you to stand out as a trustworthy employee. So, what are the different requirements for that? 1. Work when you are on the clock. Working diligently when you are on the clock is a clear example of workplace integrity. Socializing, surfing the internet, making personal phone calls, texting and frequent snacking breaks are activities that attract or detract from the work time. Saving those activities for break time will show your boss, co-workers and customers that you are working hard when you are on the clock. The career websites Calibrate Coaching recommends honoring your work hours by not only stealing time from your employers. Even if you don't actually clock in or out with a time card, focusing on your work responsibility while you are at your desk, workstation or production area will showcase your strong work habits. Second, follow the company policies. Abiding by company's policies is a powerful way to demonstrate integrity. Cutting corners and neglecting to the workplace or follow workplace regulations can lead to mistakes, problems and even dangerous situations. Your willingness to properly record financial transactions, safely dispense of hazardous or toxic materials, follow company protocols for dealing with clients, perform cleanup or set up procedures, and properly maintain equipments shows others that you are not just looking for an easy way out. Establishing yourself as a trustworthy worker who submits to company policies shows your boss and co-workers that you will faithfully carry out your duties. Third, respecting co-workers and build trust. Respecting those you work with reveals your desire to create a healthy work environment. Polite communication, appropriate interactions, and respect for co-workers' thoughts and ideas demonstrate your ability to look beyond your own personal interest to pursue team-centered work goals. As you deal with co-workers honestly and respectfully, you establish a level of trust with them. Fourth, exhibit responsible behavior. Integrity in the workplace often stems from the moral and ethical behavior. Making sure there is no reason to question your conduct is one of the best ways to prove that you are an honest and dependable employee. Avoid using company products or equipments for personal use and submit exact receipts of travel or meal reimbursements. Don't overpromise what you cannot do or provide and strive to meet deadlines. Work productivity and cooperate during company meetings so you don't appear lazy or apathetic, and don't call in sick if you are not actually sick. By exhibiting responsible behavior, you don't give co-workers or clients the opportunity to question your integrity. Computer ethics, which is required in today's time duration. The concept of computer ethics originated in 1950 with the publication of Norbert Wiener's book entitled The Human Use of Human Beings. The computer ethics involve a set of moral principles that help to regulate the use of computers. The 10 commandments are as follows. Do not use the computer in ways that may harm the other people. This commandment says that it is unethical to use a computer to harm another user. It is not limited to physical injury. It includes harming or corrupting others' users' data or files. The commandment states that it is wrong to use a computer to steal someone's personal information, manipulating or destroying files of other users in ethically wrong way. It is unethical to write programs which on execution lead to stealing, copying or gaining unauthorized access to the other user's data. Being involved in such practices like hacking, spamming, phishing or cyberbullying does not conform to computer ethics. Next, do not use computer technology to cause interference in others' work. Computer softwares can be used in ways that disturb other users or disrupt their work. Viruses, for example, are programs meant to harm useful computer programs or interfere with the normal functioning of computers. Malicious softwares can disrupt the functioning of computers in more ways than one. It may overload the computer memory through unexcessive consumption of computer resources, thus slowing down its functioning. It may cause the computer to function wrongly or even stop working. Using malicious softwares to attack a computer is unethical. Do not spy on another's computer data. We all know it is wrong to read someone's personal letters. On the same way, it is wrong to read someone else's email messages or file. Obtaining data from another's person's private files is nothing less than breaking into someone's room. Snooping around in another person's file or reading someone else's personal messages is the invasion of privacy. There are exceptions to this. For example, spying is necessary and cannot be called unethical when it is done against illegitimate use of computers. For example, intelligence agencies working on cyber crimes need to spy on the internet activity of suspects. Do not use computer technology to steal the information. Stealing sensitive information or leaking confidential information is as good as robbery. It is wrong to acquire personal information of employees from an employee database or patient history from a hospital database or other such information that is meant to be confidential. Similarly, breaking into a bank account to collect information about account or account holders is wrong. Illegal electronic transfer of funds is also a type of fraud. With the use of technology, stealing of information is much easier. Computers can be used to store stolen information. Next, do not contribute to the spread of misinformation using computer technology. Spread of information has become viral today because of the internet. This also means that false news, rumors can spread speedily through networking websites, emails, phones, WhatsApps, etc. Being involved in the circulation of incorrect information is unethical. Mails and pop-ups are commonly used to spread the wrong information or give false alerts with only intent of selling products. Mails from untrusted source advertising certain products or spreading some hard to believe information are not common. Direct or indirect involvement in the circulation of false information is ethically wrong. Giving wrong information can hurt other parties or organizations that are affected on that particular theme. Refrain from copying softwares or buying pirated copies. Pay for the software unless it is free. Like any other artistic or literary work, software is copyrighted. A piece of code is the original work of the individual who created it. It is copyrighted in that person's name. In case of a developer writing software for the organization he or she works for, the organization holds the copyright for it. Copyright holds true unless its creator announces that it is now available. Obtaining illegal copies of copyrighted software is unethical. It is not easy to do such things, and in the end it will just be copied illegally. Do not use someone else's computer resource unless authorized or allowed to. Multi-user systems have a user-specific password. Breaking into some other user's password, thus intruding or entering their private space, is unethical. It is not ethical to hack passwords for gaining unauthorized access to a privacy or password protected computer system. Accessing data that you are not allowed to access or gaining access to another user's computer without their permission is not ethical. Privacy will always be applied to such resources. We are not supposed to get exposed and hack in such ways that is not ours. It is wrong to claim ownership on a work which is output of someone else's intellect or hard work. Programs developed by software developers are their property. If they are working with an organization, they are organization's property. Copying them and propagating them as one's own name is unethical. This applies to any creative work, designing, programs, etc. Establishing ownership on a work which is not yours is unethical or ethically wrong. Originality of any software or program are to be kept safe, and trying to claim ownership will cause viral disputes. In using computers for communication, be respectful and courteous with the fellow members. The communication etiquettes we follow in the real world applies to communication over computers as well. While communicating over the internet, one should treat other person with respect. One should not intrude or enter others' private space, use abusive language, make false statement or pass irresponsible remarks about others. One should be courteous while communicating over the web, internet, and should respect others' time and resources. Also, one should be considerate with a novice computer user. Next, social media and business ethics. Social media is an umbrella term used to describe social interactions through a suite of technology based tools, many of which are internet based. This includes, but it is not limited to, internet forums only. Networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, webcast, WhatsApps, blogs, etc. Social media exhibits a unique characteristic when compared to traditional media forms. Its speed, scope means that once content is published, edit is available instantaneously to a potentially global audience. Social media tools tend to be free or available at very low cost relative to the other forms of media and do not require users to have much technical knowledge. This allows large number of individuals to access and publish material than with traditional media forms. Social media is usually interactive in a way that traditional media is not. So, users can comment on and edit published material, making it difficult to control the content being published. These unique characteristics of social media pose ethical challenges for business through employees' use of social media on behalf of the company as well as their personal use. Now, what is the difference between business etiquettes and business ethics? The rules of both business ethics and business etiquettes are the foundation of strong, productive, professional relationships. You wouldn't want to do a business with people who worked for an organization that had very little regard or respect for either ethics or etiquettes. Business etiquettes is important to commerce, but business ethics is vastly very important. Business etiquettes comprises the rules that govern polite interaction between two or more people. Business ethics comprises the rules that govern the right and responsibilities business people have with respect to each other and the companies they work for. Moving on to the next skill, that is presentation skill. Why presentation skill? It helps the students achieve mastery over presentation skills, which will definitely equip or help the students with an edge in recruiting process where too much of emphasis is given on the process of delivery. Here, the student will be apprised with the fine nuances or skills of presentation skills, group discussion skills, building resume, job writing applications with ease and interview skills. So, presenting information clearly and effectively is a key skill to get your message or opinion across, and today presentation skills are required in almost every field. Whether you are a student, administrator, executive, etc., if you wish to start your own business, apply for a grant or stand for an elected position, you may very well be asked to make a presentation. This can be very daunting prospect. This chapter or lesson is designed to help you with presentation skill. So, what is a presentation? A presentation is a means of communication which can be adapted to various speaking situations such as talking to a group, addressing a meeting or briefing a team. To be effective, step-by-step preparations and the method and means of presenting the information should be carefully considered. A presentation concerns getting a message across the listeners and may often contain a persuasive element. For example, a talk about the positive work of your organization, what you could offer an employer or why you should receive additional funding for a project. Basic tips for presentation skills. Dress smartly. Don't let your appearance distract from what you are saying. Smile. Don't hunch up or shuffle your feet. Have an upright posture. Try to appear confident and enthusiastic. Say hello and smile when you greet the audience. Your audience will probably look at you and smile back, an instinctive reaction. Speak clearly, firmly and confidently, as this makes you sound in control. Don't speak too quickly. You are likely to speed up and raise the pitch of your voice when nervous. Give the audience time to absorb each point. Don't talk in a monotone, that is same tone the whole time. Lift your head up and address your words to someone near the back of the audience. If you think people at the back can't hear, ask them. Use silence to emphasize points. Before you make a key point, pause. This tells the audience that something important is coming up. It's also the hallmark of a confident speaker, as only these are happy with silences. Nervous speakers tend to gabble or jumble up on trying to fill every little gap. Keep within the allocated time for your talk. Eye contact is crucial to holding the attention of the audience. Look at everyone in the audience from time to time, not just at your notes or at the PowerPoint slides. Try to involve everyone, not just those directly sitting in front of you. Walk around a little and gesture with your hands. Bad presenters keep their hands on the podium or in the pockets. Don't stand in one place, stick to the spot hiding behind the podium. Good presenters will walk from side to side and look at different parts of the audience. You could try to involve your audience by asking them questions. Don't read out your talk, as this sounds boring and stilted, but refer to the notes or brief notes jotted down on small postcard size pieces of cards. Don't look at your notes too much, as this suggests insecurity and will prevent you making eye contact with the audience. It is okay to use humor in modernization or moderation, but better to use anecdotes rather than to rattle off a string of unuseless or useless jokes. Take along a wristwatch to help you keep track of the time. The accessor may cut you off as soon as you have used the time allocated, whether or not you have finished or not. It can be very helpful to practice at home or in front of a mirror. You can also record your presentation and play it back to yourself. Don't judge yourself harshly when you replay this. We always notice our bad points and not the good ones when hearing or seeing a recording of ourselves. Time how long you are talking takes. Run through the talk a few times with a friend. It is normal to be nervous at times. This is a good thing, as it will make you more energized. Many people have a fear of speaking in public. Practicing will make sure that you are not too anxious. In your mind, visualize yourself giving a confident, successful performance. Take a few deep, slow breaths before you start the talks and make a conscious effort to speak slowly and clearly. Build a variety into the talk and break it up into different sections. Apparently, the average person has a 3-minute attention span. Utilize that. Coming to the end of this session, let's summarize the lecture today. Today, we understood about the interpersonal skill, starting with business etiquettes. Next, we discussed about business ethics. And last, we understood about presentation skills. I hope you are through. Thank you.